Folks, here we are. I've got two things I wanted to talk about, and the producer's gonna split it up however she wants to, and was all happy-go-lucky and excited and wanting to talk about things, but the thing, we couldn't find the thing that goes with the other thing, and the system doesn't work, and the button was wrong, and the producer's mad, and I'm scared of Comanches, so this may not be as smooth as I intended it to be, but I'm gonna try because I'm a professional. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to talk about, and this is really just, this is purely silliness, but it's something that irritates the heck out of me, and it's a trend nowadays. And when I was a kid, by the time I was a teenager, you only saw, you pretty much only saw bull riders doing it, and then it got to where a lot of other cowboys were doing it, and then it's kind of got to be where a hipster deal is now, and then it's just throughout the Western world pretty common now. But it's something that just kind of irritates me a little bit, because I know why it's done, and that's not why everybody's doing it. So what you see nowadays is people rolling the cuffs of their Levi's up. Focus. Anyway, you see people rolling the cuffs of their Levi's up, and you'll see me do it now and then, once in a while too. But there's actually a reason for that, and like I said, it's a trendy deal now, and people that are hip and that are cool do it now. But okay, yes, producer. Sometimes the short people do it because their pants are too long. But the reason everyone else does it nowadays is because it kind of looks cool. John Wayne did it, blah, 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 blah. So this is actually something I learned from my grandpa a long time ago, because he would do it, and he would roll up one cuff, and he was a smoker, and that's where he put his cigarette butts. He didn't drop his cigarette butts on the ground because he was born in 1899, and they didn't have filtered cigarettes that go out on their own back then, and so your cigarette butt would light a fire. They're relatively safe now, and you can pretty much drop them and they don't really light fires anymore. But that's the old timers would roll up one cuff of their pants and put their cigarette butts in there. Any of you that have read my book, I talk about the fact that I started smoking, and I'm not telling people to smoke cigarettes. It's not as bad as what they say it is, but it's probably not real good for you. But when I was a kid, all the old men smoked cigarettes, and the only way to get an old man to talk to you was to offer him a cigarette. And so when I was a kid in the 80s, you could run down to the corner store and give them the money and say, oh, Dad sent me, or Grandpa sent me, or my uncle sent me, or my aunt sent me, or whatever, and they'd just sell them to you. They didn't care. And then also there was cigarette machines everywhere where you just put your change in, just like a soda machine. You just put your change in and pull the lever, and boom, you had them. And so I started packing them around when I was a little kid, because if I could go up to an old man, the only way I could get an old man to talk to me was to offer him a cigarette. And then old men know everything in the world. My son is just now figuring that out. He's got an old man he's running around with. So that's how I learned. That's how I was educated, by hanging out with these old guys and offering them cigarettes. But that was the thing, is a guy'd roll up the cuff of his pants and put the cigarette butts in there instead of dropping them on the ground. And so, like I say, it's just it's a little irritating to me. I see now where it's a style, where at one time there was a reason to do that. On some of these videos, once in a while you'll see me with my cuffs rolled up. It's because I'm smoking cigarettes. So anyway, there's that. That was the frivolous, silly thing. So much to the Patreon crew. You guys are the reason we were able to do this, and
and do the extra things and really do all the YouTube videos too. We wouldn't be able to make it work without you guys. So thank you so much. And any of the rest of you, you can jump on and watch any of these extra kind of things that we do on Patreon and see what's going on there. So check that out if you can.